Okay, so today we're going to continue with the two-digit times two-digit multiplication. We're also going to try a little bit of two-digit times one-digit multiplication with some code breaking. And for those of you who would like to extra challenge yourselves, you can try three-digit times three-digit, or even on your own, four-digit times four-digit multiplication, which would be a giant grid, but it would be a cool challenge if you could get one or two of those done. Okay, so let's begin. I need a two-digit number from Jose. Give me a two-digit number. 21. That's a great number. Okay, then I'm going to put my multiplication sign. Then I need another two-digit number from Michael A. Monday? 60? That is a 60. Okay. Now remember what I said about my brother Marty.
Oh, you have a style.
And we had a DVD player. And he found a screwdriver.
Oh, God.
And he found a hammer.
Oh, no.
And thank goodness he chose to open the DVD player with a screwdriver instead of the hammer.
Okay.
Because he did use the hammer for other things. But this time he used the screwdriver. And he opened the DVD player to see all the different parts inside. And then he took out some of those parts and he pulled those things apart. Well, that's what we have to do right now. We have to be Marty again. And we're going to pull these numbers apart and turn them into their expanded notation forms. So I need someone to rip apart 21, the number 21, and tell me what the expanded notation version of that would be. Charlie. 20 plus 1. Is he correct? Say yes. Okay, now I need someone to rip apart the number 60, which is a lot less complicated than ripping apart the number 21. Eric.
60 plus 0.
60 plus 0. Awesome. Okay, so these are the numbers we're going to work with. Now we have to make our grid. And when you're doing 2 by 2 multiplication, it ends up looking a lot like a tic-tac-toe grid. A lot. And then I'm going to put the X up here in the corner. And Michael, you're going to tell me where to put one of these numbers. So we need to put this number 20 somewhere. Can you tell me where to put it?
How are you doing it from there, but it's coming up there?
Can you show me with your finger where it goes on the screen?
The 20?
Yep. That's where you're placing it. It's going to go in this one, this one, this one, or this one.
Oh, that one.
Well, actually, this one or this one. Sorry about that. I messed you up. Okay, lovely. Okay, go have a seat.
No, I said that one.
Well, I chose this one. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to move the number 1 somewhere into its own little drawer. Where can we put that? Daniel.
Next to 20.
Next to the 20. Lovely. I like it. Great. Okay, now we need to move this 60 somewhere. Where should we move the 60, Jose?
On the bottom left of 20. So you go 1 down and then to the left.
Aki?
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you. 60. Now we've got to move this lonely little 0 somewhere. And there's only one box left to choose from. Itzel? Yes. There we go. Okay. Now we move on to this part. And just in case you forget where to put these numbers, I'm going to outline it.
Well, how'd you do that?
I love doing this.
Doesn't that make you sleepy?
Yeah, it does. It makes me feel very scribbly and sleepy. Okay, there we go. I think I'm done.
Can you write it in red?
Okay, so what are we going to do now? What process are we going to use? Raise your hand if you know the answer. What is this called with the X up in the corner? And what is this whole thing called in the first place? Marissa.
You're going to times
What? Okay, now Marissa said something very interesting. She said, I am going to multiply, or she said, I'm going to times 6 times 2. How come you didn't say 60 times 20, Marissa? Tell us.
because you have to ignore the zeros.
Yes, you get to be a little bit rude for a second and ignore both of the zeros on there, and you're just going to do 6 times 2, which is, I already started telling you the answer. What is it? 12. And then I have to actually replace the zeros after I ignore them. So how many zeros do I put at the end of 12? Wait, I'm still talking to Marissa. How many do I lay down there, Marissa?
2.
Good. Okay, tell me which one you'd like to multiply next. It could be, you don't even have to go in order. Eric, go ahead.
Wait, I have a question.
Sure.
Can you also write this down?
No. We're just going through this together. It's okay. If you're writing it down, that's fine. If you're not, that's fine. Okay. Who would like to tell me what numbers you're going to multiply next? Angel. What numbers are you going to multiply next? You choose.
0 times 1.
0 times 1. Now I'm going to meet my fingers there. 0 times 1, it's going to go in this box right here. What is the answer, Angel?
0.
Lovely. Okay, Lucy has the floor. Listen to every single word that she says. And Lucy, what are you going to multiply next?
6 times 1.
6 times 1. Did you hear how she really ignored that 0?
Yes.
She's lovely at ignoring things. So there we go. 6 times 1 is how much? 6. And how many zeros do I smack at the end of that? 1 0, which now it says...
60.
Now it says...
60.
Okay, very good. And we only have one more multiplication problem to do. This time I'm going to ask Arlette to help us with that. 2 times 0. She also ignored a 0. What is 2 times 0? 0. So do we need to add another 0 or can we just forget about it?
Forget about it.
Yeah, everybody say, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Okay, now, we are not done yet. We are not done yet, though, ladies and gentlemen. I have the floor. I'm going to erase all this so we have some room. Yada, 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 yada. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? Damien, tell me. Talk to me. What's the next step? Add what up? 1,260. Now, Damien, let me ask you a question. How come you didn't tell me to also add the zeros? He says because they're nothing. And he's pretty much right about that. So we're going to add 1,260. Do that in your notebooks right now, though. Do that. Do that in your, yeah. No, just 1,200 plus 60. In your notebooks.
Oh wait, no, that was subtraction. I just did subtraction. That was a huge subtraction.
Compadre, compreme un coco, compadre, no compro coco, porque como poco coco como, poco coco compro. Compadre, compreme un coco, compadre, no compro coco, porque como poco coco como, poco coco compro.
What?
Tongue twister. It's fun. I'll teach you later. Okay, who has the answer living in your notebook right now? Raise your hand if you do. Maddie, what's your answer?
260.
Lovely, except Maddie had the floor and some people just forgot. Maddie, repeat yourself, please.
1,260.
1,260. And I'm going to do a little love. Because, yes, that's correct.
I'll draw that too.
How are you making